one last look at my Prince and related artist CDs. Ahoy everybody, and welcome to the next instalment looking at my CD collection or my music collection, and this is the fourth look at my Prince and related artist CDs. This is the second time I've had to record this video because my phone ran out of storage halfway through, so this makes it the sixth video I've recorded today, so bear with me if my voice is going and I start coughing. As I mentioned at the end of part 3, this has got lots of the more obscure, rarer, later Prince stuff in, so I hope you'll find it interesting. But first up we have, I mentioned this, part 2 I think. This is the recent re-release of Martika's Kitchen album, which includes 4 tracks written by Prince. Disc 1 is the album, disc 2 is all the remixes and everything, including Prince's mix of Love Thy Will Be Done. But yeah, really love this album and Martika. This is my rip of what was a online only, download only single, so this is a rip. It was from the MPG Music Club, Prince's online website, but they provided the artwork for it, which is why it's got all the credits and everything. So track 1 is Prince's duet with Angie Stone, You Make My Sunshine, and for B-side, or track 2, is Prince's cover of the spiritual classic When Will We Be Paid. These were tracks that were only available online. This is 1999, the new master. Towards the end of the 90s, Prince was talking about re-recording all his original albums so that he could get the masters back. It never happened, but he did do 1999, the track, in 1999 to cash in on the popularity of the song that year. So this has got 7 different versions. The original versions can be sort of slightly heard in the background, but it's largely re-recorded. Of interest on here is track 2 is Rosario 1999, which is a little speech by Rosario Dawson, the actress, and track 5, Rosie Dougie in a Deep House mix. It's got Dougie Fresh rapping on it. It's okay, it's nothing great, but it's an interesting experiment. This is the very best of Prince. This was the second Prince hits compilation. There's nothing rare on here, it's nothing exceptional or surprising on the track list, apart from maybe it's got Money Don't Matter Tonight from Diamonds and Pearls on it, which wasn't a huge hit. As with all so far the Prince hits compilations, apart from the download only anthology that has recently been released, this only covers the Warner Brothers years up to 93. What was good about this at the time of release was that the tracks had been mastered better than on the original releases. This is a magnificent album. This is Rainbow Children, Prince's album from 2001. It's probably my second favourite Prince album. Lyrically it's a bit dodgy. It's a concept album largely focusing on Prince's Jehovah's Witness belief that he was a relatively new convert to at the time, but musically it's probably his best album. The musicians he was using at that time were just wonderful, and on here it's got a jazzy feel to it, but good jazz, not wanky jazz. It's just wonderful. If you've not heard Rainbow Children, I heartily recommend it. I mentioned in, I think it was part 3, 94 East, who of a band Prince was in before he became known, before he signed as a solo artist. Basically he was just rhythm guitarist in the band, did a few backing vocals. This was a compilation of tracks he recorded with the band. As you can see, they're largely cashing in on Prince's involvement, despite it being minimal. There's nothing amazing on these, but they're okay tracks to listen to. As I say, he didn't write or anything on them, he was just, you can hear him playing guitar. Sometimes you hear it and you think, yeah, that's definitely Prince, and occasionally backing vocals as well. from one end of his career to another. This is Hit and Run Part 1, which was his fourth from last album, but those four were released in a short period of time. This is very disappointing, this album. It's got some really good songs on it, but for the first time ever he allowed a co-producer. He had Joshua Welton, who was the husband of his drummer Hannah, co-produced the album with Prince, and he's ruined it. It's unnecessary electronic instrumentation on a lot of tracks, just overproduced. As I say, some of the songs are really good, but the production ruins it. Okay, now on to Crystal Ball, which was a compilation of previously unreleased tracks. It's released in 1998. It was originally meant to come out in 97. There was delays to it. It eventually came out in 98. Initially it was only available through the MPG website. No, it might have even been pre-website. It might have just been 1-800-NEW-FUNK's telephone number, and this is the version that came through them. The cover and back are actually stuff you had to download and print off yourself. It came without that, just in this little case. It's meant to resemble a crystal ball. It's 5 CDs. The first 3 CDs are the outtakes, or unreleased tracks. CD 4 is The Truth, which was a recently recorded at the time, unreleased, mainly largely acoustic album, which is Genius. And CD 5, which is exclusive to this set, is Kama Sutra, which is a ballet credited to the MPG orchestra that Prince wrote for his wife Maite, which is enjoyable. You know, it's not one of the greatest ballet ever written, but it's enjoyable. This was controversial at the time, largely because of how it was released and problems with getting it, but also because Prince has got hundreds, I mean by this time probably thousands of unreleased tracks in the vaults, and on these 3 CDs a lot of it is stuff that's already been released or remixes of stuff that's already been released. So on CD 1, Acknowledge Me had already been released in part on the interactive CD-ROM. With Pop Go to Zipper, it's the first time on CD, but it was used in Showgirls. And we've got a remix of Love Sign, his duet with Nona Gay, which was on 1-800-NEW-FUNK. So Dark, which is an alternate version of the track Dark from Come. And Tell Me How You Want to Be Done, which was a remix of the end bit of the Continental from the Love Symbol album. CD2 had Good Love on it, which was on the soundtrack to the film Bright Lights Big City, but it's not so bad. It's on here because that's very rare and difficult to get. CD3 had a remix of Come 18 and Over, but it is a very different song, so that's not so bad. It's got The Ride on it, which had a couple of previous releases on live videos, but this is a different version, so again it's not so bad it being on here. But it has got Get Loose, which is a remix of Loose from Come, and P Control, which is a remix of Pussy Control from The Gold Experience. So it was a wasted opportunity, but it's a brilliant listen. Subsequently it got a release in the shops in a proper jewel case, and this came with a nice booklet with Prince's information about the tracks. This didn't have the Kama Sutra CD. This is Rave Unto the Joy Fantastic. Sorry, this is Rave Unto the Joy Fantastic. This is an album Prince released with Arista. He was signed by Clive Davis, and this was released in 1999. Arista released the Santana album, whose name has completely gone from my mind, but I'll put it down there, which had all the duets on it that was a huge success. So Arista wanted Prince to do the same from this. He sort of did it. It's got duets with Gwen Stefani and Eve and Sheryl Crow on it, and Chuck D, but largely it was just a normal Prince album. This was during the Symbol era, but Prince decided that he would produce it as Prince, so it used the Linn drum machine that he used in the 80s and things like that. I think it was just his way of slowly getting back to Prince. It's a good album, I enjoy it. It's not one of his greatest, but it's got some really good stuff on it. Rave On To The Joy Fantastic, which was originally recorded in 88, I think, and he played live at the time, is a great track. Undisputed, which has got Chuck D, that's okay. Greatest Romance Ever Sold is a good ballad. Tangerine is beautiful. So Far So Pleased, which is with Gwen Stefani, I enjoy. Sun, Moon and Stars is good. His cover of Every Day Is a Winding Road, it's fine until Larry Graham comes in and he does the chanting bit, which I'm not overly keen on. Man of War's okay. Baby Nose is a great track, that's his duet with Sheryl Crow. I Love You But I Don't Trust You Anymore is good. Strange But True is good. Wherever You Go, Whatever You Do is not bad. And then there's a hidden track, which is Pretty Man, which is amazing. Prince wasn't entirely happy with it, so the following, I think it came out the following year, although it's still credited 99, but I think it came out early 2000. He released through MPG a remix version of it called Rave Into The Joy Fantastic. Most of the tracks have been remixed or extended, and it's dropped. Did it drop a track? Hold on, I'm just... the segues that were on that one, I think they're still on here, but they're no longer separate tracks. Every Day Is a Winding Road he dropped, and he put on Beautiful Strange, which was a track, and Strange But True he dropped as well, but he put on Beautiful Strange, which was a track that we'd heard a little excerpt of at the start of an interview he did, that was shown on Channel 4 and then subsequently released on VHS, I think it was, rather than DVD. Yeah. The interview he did with Mel B, and everybody loved the song, so it was nice that it was finally released. This is Chaos and Disorder, which was one of the albums Prince released trying to get out of his contract. Hugely underrated. I love this album. Chaos and Disorder, I Like It There, Dinner with Dolores, Same December, Xana Lee, and Had You, I love. I've got a soft spot for Right or Wrong, which is Prince's country song, and the other tracks are good as well. So hugely underrated that. It's 3121. This was #1 album, I think. Following Prince's comeback with Musicology, this was an album that followed it. It's the start of the more the same. Originally there was going to be a film to go with this, which is why the CD says The Music, but that never happened. But it's a very good album. 3121's very good. Lolita's good. Te Amo Corazon's beautiful. Black Sweat's excellent. Incessant Candle's good. Love's good. Satisfy's good. Fury's excellent. The Word is excellent. Beautiful Loved and Blessed is good. The Dance is one of my favourite Prince tracks. It was originally released through the MPG Music Club and is on Eye of the Slaughterhouse of Chocolate Invasion compilation. It was completely redone. It's musically it's a completely different song on here, but it is beautiful. I love it. Get On a Boat is an excellent song as well. So deservedly a hit album. This is Musicology, which preceded it. This was Prince's, as I say, his sort of comeback album where he re-entered the public consciousness after a little lull. A brilliant album. Musicology is great. Illusion, Coma, Pimp and Circumstance is amazing. Million Days is good. Life of a Party is excellent. Call My Name's excellent. Cinnamon Girl's excellent. If I Was a Man in Your Life's very good. On the Couch is excellent. Dear Mr. Man's excellent. And Reflection is beautiful. It's also got Musicology as a video CD-ROM track on here. This is News, which was one of a little run of instrumental albums Prince released. Sort of a jazzy album. It's called News, N-E-W-S, because the tracks are called North, East, West and South. Interesting packaging on this. It folds out to become points of a compass. This can't remember if it's got a shop release or not. I think, got a feeling it didn't. I think it was only available for the MPG. If you like jazz, you'd enjoy these albums. They're not groundbreaking, they're never going to be huge hits, but they're enjoyable. This is the last year's Ultimate Collection of Purple Rain. So this has got the album on CD1, which is a remaster that Prince oversaw in 2015 before he died in 2016. CD2 is from the vaults and previously unreleased tracks, which some of which I'd never heard even from bootlegs. CD3 is single edits and B-sides from the era, and then it's got the DVD of Prince and the Revolution live at Syracuse Carrier Dome, which is excellent. It's just an excellent compilation. If you're going to buy Purple Rain in any form, get this. So this is Hit and Run Part 2. This was much better than Part 1. He got rid of Joshua basically, so the tracks worked as tracks. A lot of the tracks on it had previously been released in various forms online, but it's still really good. Baltimore's excellent, Rock and Roll Love Affair's excellent, Stairs very good, Extra Lovable's excellent, Screwdriver's excellent, Black Muse is excellent, Revelation's excellent, and Big City's excellent. It is a really good album. This is Prince Forever. This is a compilation that came out shortly after Prince's death. It's a nice mixture of tracks. A few slightly rarer tracks. Gotta Stop Messing About, which was a track that was released as a single. It was a non-album track. It was a B-side in the States, but it was released as a single in Europe. And it's got Bat Dances on here, which isn't usually on the compilation and stuff like that, but it's also got Moonbeam Levels, which was the first vault track to be released, which is a beautiful ballad. This is one of these new releases that seem to be flooding the market nowadays, that technically are bootlegs, but they're semi-legal because they're based on radio broadcasts. It's all very iffy, but they've sort of become easy to get, you know, HMV stock them nowadays. There's nothing on here I didn't already have, but it's a 4 CD set, and it's got CD1 is Live at the Tramps, New York, September 26, 1998, which he claims is a radio show, but it was never broadcast on radio. CD2 claims is a live radio broadcast from 1987, but again, I'm not convinced that was ever on the radio. That's from the Sign of the Times tour. 1990 from a new tour, I think memory serves, is for Tokyo Dome show that was released or was shown on telly, and that continues on CD4 together with various tracks which it claims are 85 to 90, but if memory serves, they're all from the Syracuse show that's on Purple Rain. This is Plectrum Electrum, Prince's album with Third Eye Girl, which together with Artificial Age was his last release. I love Third Eye Girl. I really enjoy this album. It's got some really good stuff on it. It's Prince's rockier side, which I've always enjoyed. Can't have a convenient track listing. Of course not. This is Prince. Wow's good, and that is a track that started off as The Unexpected, which is on the Liv Warfield CD I showed in, I think, part 1. Pretzel Body Logic I love. Plectrum Electrum itself, the instrumental's good. Whitecaps is very good. Fix Your Life Up's very good. I mean, stuff I'm not mentioning don't mean it's not good, it's just this is the stuff that really stands out to me. Funk and Roll's excellent. But yeah, I really enjoyed that album. Released at the same time as Artificial Age, which was Prince's solo album, if you like. Lots of people raved over this. It didn't quite do it for me for some reason. I think it's all the segues and bits in between songs lost me a bit. It's still very good. And it's some of those bits have taken on new meaning since his death. Lots of people think he was aware that he won't be around for long. But who knows. Clouds is excellent. Breakdown is gorgeous. Gold Standard's excellent. Breakfast Can Wait's good. This Could Be Us is good. Funk and Roll, it's a different version that is on Plectrum Electrum, but it's another good version. But yeah, it's a good album. I just think it was overrated. This is a CD single for The Greatest Romance Ever Sold from Rave On To The Joy Fantastic, and this has just got 4 different edits, remixes on here. This is a CD single of Days of Wild, which is a track that originally was going to be on Gold Experience, but then Prince dropped it for some reason which has never been properly explained. But he's performed it ever since, and you know, it's out there. It's on Crystal Ball, a version of it, a live version. The studio version has never been released. But this is a live version recorded in Montreal. It's got single edit as part 1 and then the full concert mix as is track 2, but there are some overdubs to it, and then track 3 is the recording of 1 + 1 + 1 = 3 from the One Night Alone CD. Originally this was given to people who attended Prince's celebration at Paisley Park, but then some versions, was it available to buy or was it sent out? I think it was sent out to members of the MPG Music Club, but this is rare. This is The Vault's Old Friends for Sale. This is another of the albums that Prince released to use up his contract with Warner Brothers, and I've just realised the case is broken. Never mind. I really like this album. It's a bit jazzy, but and it's got some tracks that originally he wrote for the film I'll Do Anything, when it was going to be a musical, but then they dropped all the songs from the film before it was released. But there's tracks from that on here. There's a version of his track Old Friends for Sale, which is a wonderful track. It's his version of Five Women. There you go, to Joe Cocker, which is excellent. Yeah, there's some really good stuff on there. This is, I think, the rarest album in my collection, and this is One Night Alone, which is a album Prince recorded. It was claimed he sort of did it in one sitting, just him and his piano, but he didn't. There's overdubs, there's some tracks that clearly are not just him and piano, and it was another example of an opportunity wasted. But it's got some good tracks on here. It's got his version of Joni Mitchell's A Case of You, which is beautiful. You're Going to See Me's good, and he re-recorded it for MPLS Sound. Objects in the Mirror's good. Avalanche is very good. Pearls Before the Swine I love, but that could almost be better on The Truth, which was largely a guitar-based acoustic album. Arboretum's good. It's a good album, but this was only available through the MPG Music Club, and they sent out a copy to all the members, and then we also got a copy in the One Night Alone live box set, so I've got 2 copies of this. And on Discogs this goes for well over £200. It's not going anywhere. Before anybody asks. This is Holy River CD single. Oh, the Holy River CD singles. So this one had the Holy River radio edit. This is from Emancipation. The Mustang mix of The Most Beautiful Girl in the World, which has been released so many times on different things. The edit of Somebody, and On Sale Now, which was basically a little advert. And then this version's got radio edit again, and then 3 different versions of Somebody. It was technically a double A side, I believe, and this has got some prints in it as well. This is Emancipation. So when he finally was freed from his contract with Warner Brothers, he released this, which is a triple album. Each album is an hour long, give or take a few seconds. Each album has 12 tracks, yes, and they're loosely themed. CD1 is sort of a poppy stuff, CD2 is ballads and romantic songs, and CD3 is funky songs, roughly, but there's so many good, 36 tracks, and they're nearly all works of genius. Particular favourites are Caught in Time, White Mansion, In This Bed I Scream, Mr. Happy, Sex in the Summer, Holy River, Friend, Lover, Sister, Mother, Wife, Human Body, Face Down, Style, Sleep Around. His cover of One of Us, he also covers La 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 Means I Love You, Betcha by Golly Wow, and I Can't Make You Love Me on here. Yeah, they're my particular favourites, but the whole thing is wonderful. Betcha by Golly Wow, his cover he released as a single. I don't really get Prince doing covers, he didn't need to, but anyway. This came in a little slip, so the single was Betcha by Golly Wow, Back Here in My Arms, both from Emancipation, and it came with a big poster that folded out into that image. Save me doing it. This is the re-released CD single of 1999 that they released in 1999 because they knew people would want to buy it, and this mirrors the original release in that it's got How Come You Don't Call Me Anymore, which is a B-side, which nowadays is possibly better known for Alicia Keys' cover, and DMSR from 1999. This is another of his instrumental. Technically it's not an album, it's only 2 tracks, but that he released 2005. Yeah, he released this in support of Hurricane Katrina relief for New Orleans. So track 1 is SST, can't remember what SST stands for, and track 2 is Brand New Orleans. As they they're both, I think they're both instrumental, though it specifies Brand New Orleans is instrumental. No, it doesn't say. I think they are both instrumental. Nearly there. This is the CD single of Te Amo Corazon from 3121. It is just a single track on there. Yep, that's all it is. It's just one track. I bought this purely for completeness sake. This is the official release of You Make My Sunshine and When Will We Be Paid. This version was released through MPG with Wingspan Records. So we've got the 2 tracks, as tracks 1 and 2, and then it's got bonus tracks from Track Squad's upcoming release, Throw Dat Leg Up Snip It, and Sweet Punani Snippet, which were terrible if memory serves. This is a CD single for Cinnamon Girl from Musicology. I think in the end this was only available through Prince's website. Don't think it actually made it the shops, even though it was a Columbia release. It's got Cinnamon Girl, track 1. Track 2 is Dear Mr. Man live at Webster Hall. Track 3 is United States of Division, which I think was a non-album track. And track 4 was Dear Mr. Man live at Webster Hall on video. And finally, this was definitely only available through MPG directly. This is Cinnamon Girl, again, CD single. Track 1 is Cinnamon Girl, then it's got the video to Cinnamon Girl and what they're calling Cinnamon Girl Exposed, which was sort of a behind the scenes, the making of a video. The video was, and the song indeed, are all about the treatment of Muslim women post 9/11, basically. So yeah, the only other thing is my One Night Alone box set, which I'll show you when I do my CD box sets. But that is my Prince CDs and related artist CDs over 4 very long videos. I hope you've enjoyed them. From now on, that's Prince more or less out of the way. You'll be pleased to hear if you're not a fan. But yes, you can watch the previous 3 parts if you want to, and you haven't already. Subscribe, like, comment, etc., and I'll see you on another video. Bye.